Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Let's prepare for our 2024 HHS Small Business Awards. Yes, yes. This is the moment we have been waiting for. I am so excited so we can start this award ceremony for our special guest this morning. At this time, we will have a video from our none other than our executive director, Mr. Shannon Jackson.
You know, I have been working with small business for a long time, and what I have realized is small businesses are a game changer.
We believe in small businesses making a big difference. In 2023, the HHS's Office of Small and Disadvantaged Business focused on increasing procurement opportunities, leadership, collaboration, and commitment to excellence. We succeeded in our ambitions by awarding $10 billion in prime contract awards, $918 million more than in 2022. We achieved 3 out of the 5 small business goals and executed 9 training courses with over 3,000 HHS acquisition professionals focused on critical small businesses. So how did we accomplish going above and beyond? Through our strategy of GPS, growth, predictability, and synchronization. The Department of Health and Human Services is committed to expanding and diversifying our portfolio of small businesses to grow and strengthen our industrial base. HHS knows that proper forecasting predictions are crucial to the success and longevity of small businesses, allowing them to scope opportunities throughout the year. Our department recognizes that small businesses are essential in fulfilling the needs of today and leverages synchronization through partnerships with our internal organizations as well as our industrial base and associations. HHS understands and acknowledges both the challenges and obstacles small businesses face.
Being a small business is difficult. If being a small business was easy, everybody would be.
HHS also understands the difference you make.
I strongly believe that they make an impact. When you talk about job creation, they're on the cutting edge of innovation. They make a huge impact to our industrial base, and it's our responsibility as leaders to really help continue to bring them forward.
You know, I tell y'all that you know, and I've done a couple interviews, and I apologize jumping in here. I know this is not on the script, but you know what? I'll tell you. So Francis Rose did this interview, and I think one of the things he did, and I've done interviews with him a couple of times, he went to the personal side of it. If you think about that last question he asked, you know, I believe you guys have what it takes. I've seen it. You know, it's hard out here, but having that resilience, trying to align, because what you're doing, you know, I used to talk about, it used to be for the war fighter. You know, when I was in a conversation yesterday or the other day, it really is about the American people, and war fighters are encompassed in that. And what you provide across the federal government is what people need and organizations need. It's so many successful companies in here today. You know, one of the things we've been trying to highlight as an organization is the success, because what that does in my mind is when you show the impact companies make, it changes everybody's perspective. Because right now, when somebody says small business, oh, they can't do it. No, yes, they can. And there's a whole bunch of y'all there, so thank you. So we're going to bring someone very special to the department who has really been instrumental in the change of the organization. When you talk about whether you talk about workforce, whether you talk about policy, whether you talk about relationships, she has brought a tremendous thing to the federal government and to the Department of Health and Human Services. And it is truly my honor to be one of her colleagues, friend, as well as she is my mentor. She has done a heck of a job. And every day I tell her, you know, even financially, with the budget that now we have to be able to do things like this, you know, and then I think what I talked about earlier about in 2025, her vision is to do an industrial-based conference with all of the optives. So just imagine that. She's going to talk about some strategic things that she's working on to help bring that industrial base out to help the American people. So I would further like to introduce Ms. Katrina Brisbane, who is our Senior Procurement Executive.
All right, good morning. I think we probably should go on to the awards after all that. Thank you, Shannon. So first I want to say thank you to all of you who've taken time out of your busy schedules to be here, to work with the OSDBU staff of HHS, to hear from the Small Business Administration executives, and to also hear from all of the other HHS officials that are here to talk with us about doing business with HHS and the wonderful mission that we actually are honored to serve each and every day. I also want to, I must say thank you to CDC for allowing us to utilize the space here. Awesome campus. My first time actually on the CDC campus. As Shannon said, most of the time heads down and trying to ensure that we are advancing acquisitions across HHS and ensuring there are opportunities for small businesses in the $40 billion portfolio that we actually obligate on an annual basis. So I want to say thank you to CDC. Thank you to the businesses that are here, as well as the other government officials that are here to support us, and SBA as well. And then finally, I must say to our small business office, our Office of Small and Disadvantaged Business Realization. I'm going to ask you to stand again, and everybody, if we could just give them an even bigger round of applause before we even. Before any of us even had an idea of being here this week, for the substantive information that we're going to receive this week from the various individuals who are going to talk to us. This group have been working profusely behind the scenes to make sure that this happens. I'm sure that you all recognize that the logistics alone is a beast. And so I want to say thank you to you guys. You've done a phenomenal job. I know that everyone that's here will walk away. I know I've already even taken some notes from the SBA presentation. So very happy that I'm here, but make sure that you've got some takeaways from this event. I'm a proponent of never wasting time. And as a result of that, everything I do, I must have a takeaway from it. And so I want you to make sure that you walk away from these next couple days with actual actionable activity that you can do to advance your business prospects. Okay. All right. So thank you guys again, OSDBU, for the wonderful work that you've done here today. So I am not a jokester. I have like dry jokes, and I already know that my sense of humor is terrible. But I do want to say that we're talking about award ceremony, and I really think I deserve an award for surviving the line in the ladies' restroom. And I know there are probably others in here who feel the same way. So, but sorry for my dry jokes. That's the best that I can do. I'm not really that humorous. So, but you know, and you've heard some bits of this already. But protecting the health and well-being of the American public is a serious business. That impacts you, that impacts me, our communities, our families. I spent quite a few years in the Department of Defense. And as a result, you know, everything you do, I don't care if you're making copies, it's to support the warfighter. Well, in the same sense, for the American public, the work that HHS staff members, officials do is to support the health and well-being of the American public. That's serious business. And I think all of you would feel the same way, because I definitely feel that way about my own health and well-being, my family's health and well-being, my community's health and well-being, and the health and well-being of all of you. And so that is definitely hard work. as you can imagine. It's the same kind of hard work that it takes each of us to maintain ourselves every day. Imagine doing that for all of the American people. And I want to be very intentional about it because the mission is so vast and there is room in it for all businesses to play. As Shannon mentioned earlier about taking a look at the various divisions and their strategic plan, the overarching strategic plan for HHS, and finding where you fit. What is your actual capability that you bring to the what I call bring to the fight, which is the health and well-being of the American people. So I want to be very intentional just to put a few things in your hearing with regards to what people at HHS, what the staff of HHS does every day. Medical countermeasures. You know, we just all experienced COVID as a part of our, of the recent pandemic. Medical countermeasures, pharmaceuticals, vaccines for disease control, research and development for chronic diseases, Head Start programs. Bet you didn't know that that came out of HHS, right? Early childhood programs, mental health programs, nursing mother programs, substance abuse and mental health intervention, consumer protection, governance for safer healthcare and quality, accessibility, equitability, and affordability of healthcare for all Americans, including underserved communities, advancing independence of older adults and people with disabilities, disaster distress relief intervention, safety, efficacy, and security of human and veterinarian drugs, biological products, medical devices, food supply, cosmetics, and products that emit radiation. And so that particular last statement there, I like to think of it. Did you take a bare aspirin? Did you take a Tylenol? Something really basic. I just ate an apple a few minutes ago. Whatever it is that we do to keep ourselves functioning as productive human beings, HHS has a part in that from the time you take your first breath until the time you take your last. Very, very important mission. And so, and we need the help of our small businesses to ensure that we are advancing that mission, not just doing what we do today, but also advance that mission for what we don't know about tomorrow. For example, I think we all can relate in 2018, 2019, none of us knew that we would be here in 2024 for the first time gathering again for an HHS OSDBU conference because we have had a global pandemic. Very, very serious to think about what does that mean for our future? And small businesses actually bring about a lot of the innovation that our country needs and depend on. So we are very, very passionate about ensuring that we create opportunities for small businesses within the HHS portfolio. Our heads of contracting, many of them are here right now. Some will be in, I guess, later on today or tomorrow, but you'll get a chance to meet with them, talk with them if you choose to do so. They are very passionate about it. And heads of contracting, for those who may not know, those are the individuals who actually lead acquisition offices across any federal government organization, but for us, the specifics is HHS. Many of them will also be here to talk about the work that they're doing, but they are also very, very passionate about ensuring not just that we meet goals, but that we ensure small businesses have a place in our health industrial base and that we maintain and sustain a healthy industrial base. So I know we're going to be talking about Small Business Awards, so I'm going to move on. I just wanted to kind of set the stage there so that you know how important the work that these individuals that we are going to be recognizing today, just the work that they've done and how important that is to the American people. Very, very important. So I get a chance to honor today a few of our partners, both in the industrial base, members of the HHS staff divisions, and who have demonstrated exceptional partnership in not only executing the HHS mission, but as I mentioned earlier, advancing that critical mission to meet demands that we don't even know of yet. They've demonstrated distinction in how they execute their respective responsibilities. And I want to talk to you a little bit about the life cycle of that. So, has anybody ever achieved success on anything in your life? Anything? All right. So if you've achieved success on anything and you've seen your plan come together, then one of the things you know is that there is a life cycle of excellence to get you to that success, to that goal or objective. And so I want to talk just a little bit about the life cycle, the things that people have done to ensure that they're making mission and they are doing it in an excellent way. So I want to just kind of segment a little bit of that life cycle first, and then we're going to talk a little bit about those individuals also who we're going to recognize today. So I want to say again, our HHS OSDBU, the best in the federal government, they are continually working to build a healthy industrial base, one that fosters innovation and that is sustainable. That means it doesn't matter who sits in Shannon's seat, in Ariel's seat, in my seat, and didn't introduce my deputy, Shane Cram, who's sitting right here. Doesn't matter who sits in our seats, but regardless of what, we have a sustainable and healthy small business industrial base. So some of the things that our OSDBU does, like today, training and technical assistance. And this is something that is done on a repeated basis with our OSDBU office for our workforce as well as for small businesses. And there's some actually being done for large businesses as well, and assisting them in understanding how to go out and find businesses for subcontracting. And then Shannon and his team are actually bringing on capability to be able to assist our large business partners in being able to find those small businesses. And Shannon spoke about that earlier. They also implement procurement policies that aids our organizations in prioritizing opportunities for small businesses. So and you're going to hear about some of these from some of the other speakers out of the Office of Acquisitions later in this agenda today and tomorrow. So I won't go into details on those, but those opportunities, prioritizing those opportunities, we're putting out policies to help our partners across the department to ensure that they're thinking about first small business capability before they pivot to other kinds of businesses, right? They are thinking about, are there small businesses that can actually do this work? I often say that when we're putting out things like RFIs and sources sought, and I'm going to hashtag that one day, to hashtag RFIs and sources sought is the new business development. So we're looking to find out whether or not there are capabilities of small business. So just as a side note, please make sure that you're responding because we want to know you're there. We're doing things like regulation simplification. How do we make sure that we are streamlining the work that we do to get to a contract award, making it less burdensome on our industry partners? And we're working on those things. Networking and collaboration. These are all areas that my office, as the Office of Acquisition, works directly with the OSDBU's office to make sure that we are facilitating a great atmosphere and laying the groundwork so that small businesses can be successful at HHS. Next slide, please. All right. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the small business advocates that we have in the department. And a couple of them will be also recognized here today. These are some of the works that they're doing in this life cycle to get to successes for small businesses. So these small business advocates, they work daily with their partners to identify opportunities that align with small business capabilities. Remember I said, we're looking at RFIs and sources sought first because we want to see the reason for those are to determine capability in the market. That is the way we're able to make that identify that we can actually implement. You heard Mr. Sam Lee talk about the rule of two. That's the way we do it. And so these partners are working within their respective HHS divisions to help identify where there are small business capabilities that can do the specific work. Those partners within the department also sponsor individual outreach events. So some of them aren't this large, some of them are just roundtables, some of them are one-on-one dialogue with a few companies. And so those are also very, very important, especially when they are targeted to specific requirements. They also lead and participate in market research efforts. So they do a variety of market research efforts, from communications to looking at trade journals and back to the RFI and sources sought. They're also doing things like that to make sure that we are identifying small businesses and where they're capable. And they also participate in requirements development, which also helps if we determine that there aren't small businesses to do that work. Then there's an understanding of varying tasks within the specific requirements as to where it is that small businesses can be utilized for subcontracting. There's specific tasks outlined that we know small businesses have actually been very successful in these areas, and it helps us to establish those subcontracting goals for large prime contracts. And then finally, these small business advocates within our divisions, they are very responsive to our vendor community and trying to maintain consistent communication with our mission partners. Now, I know many people say sometimes, like, we don't get a call back anymore. People aren't in the office anymore. Well, we are in now the future of work, right? We are there already. And so that's why I say that RFIs and sources sought is the new business development, because we do have hybrid workforces now. And so folks are not there as they were pre-COVID, so that we could have more business development kind of conversations. And so it's important that we actually change the way we're doing things, but they are responsive when, and this is referencing the contract level, ensuring that if there's problems in the contract, or letting our vendors know, hey, this is where we're moving, or here are areas that we would like to obtain some efficiencies. And then also ensuring that our mission partners are also communicating with our vendors as they work in their respective spaces. And some of the notable achievements, and I missed this on the first slide, trying to make sure I'm staying within time here, but some of the notable achievements that we've seen from our small business advocates is improved competition. They've improved mission delivery, growth of small business capability. So we have expanded every year, expanding the number of small businesses, new small businesses that are actually coming into the HHS industrial base. More productive vendor partnerships. We have increased mission efficiencies, and you'll see and hear some of that from some of the partners that actually will get awards. As I read the dialogue on some of the awards that are being given, I've absolutely been flabbergasted, impressed by the work that small businesses are doing to ensure that there's innovation and that the mission that they are supporting is evolving. And then finally, one of the other things that I even read in some of the dialogue is that we've got businesses, small businesses, that are developing mitigation strategies that solve unforeseen challenges. So it's not a situation where the government has to come to these businesses and said, hey, this failed and this failed and this failed, and we need to come up with a strategy to actually move it forward. No, these businesses are actually coming up with these mitigation strategies on their own, bringing it to the government to say, this is what we are seeing, and we've got some strategies to run before you so that we can make sure to mitigate any mission gaps. That is what we're seeing in our small business industrial base, and it makes us all very excited. But what that does for our partners across the department is to ensure that they know small businesses can do the work. Shannon said it earlier, that when you've got people saying, yeah, no, this is not work for small businesses. And we're saying, yeah, it is. And let us show you where these small businesses have done this work and what are their capabilities, and here is the successes that they have achieved as a result. And so as a result of that, we are very excited to be able to recognize these businesses today. And there's only a small amount of them that we're recognizing, but I know there are so many more that are doing such great work across HHS. So I'm going to dub back a little bit just to that first slide if you can. I don't want to miss out on telling all the wonderful things that OSDBU is doing before I get to the final slide there. So I talked about some of the things that they're doing, but I want to show you just as a result of everything that Mr. Jackson and Ms. Douglas are doing with their team. These are the things there at the bottom that we are seeing is happening. Our supplier base is diversifying significantly. We've increased small business participation in our opportunities, and you've seen, and we've talked about a little bit of that already. And I've said, bringing to bear innovation and quality and performance as a result of that, job creation and economic impact is being made as the OSDBU team continues to advocate for small businesses in the HHS portfolio, driving more mission efficiencies. And then sustainability. I said all that before, but I wanted to make sure I covered that. I don't want to miss out on the wonderful work that they have been doing and the results that they have achieved as a result. So sustainability is very important, and we want to make sure that this stays, that regardless of where HHS moves in its mission, our industrial base of small businesses remains healthy and it is sustainable. All right, we can flip on over to that last slide. All right. So as I looked at the dialogue on the businesses, large and small, that will be awarded, as well as the individuals, there are 4 tenets that I saw that provided excellence in mission delivery. They are absolutely leading the charge in mission delivery and bringing excellence in mission delivery. And so I wanted to highlight the 4 things that I saw about those companies that I thought were worthy of recognition, but also I want to make sure that that we all kind of think about that from a perspective of excellence in mission delivery. Because remember, I started off by saying that we all deserve excellence in mission delivery when it comes to public health. That is something that we all deserve. And that is something that I think that we all actually are trying to achieve in our everyday endeavors. So from this, what I'm seeing in these specific companies is they built a mission-driven culture. Their employees land on HHS campus or HHS virtual, and they've got focus as to what it is what is it that we're here to do, and what is it that we're trying to achieve. Those specific companies have actually instilled in their workforce, we're focused on this mission. This is our outcome. This is what we intend to achieve. And those representatives, because keep in mind that the employees that land on any government agency mission requirement is a representative of your company. And it says a lot about company culture as to how those specific individuals work. I spend time talking with small businesses. Sometimes they're friends that have small businesses, and asking, hey, how is it that you are actually incentivizing your employees to do good work while they're on your government customer's premise? How is it that you're doing that? Because that's representative of you as the company owner. That's very important. Next, they set clear expectations on performance standards and key results to their employee base. Those employees come with a focus, and they know what the standards are, they know what the objectives are, and what are those key metrics that their company is trying to achieve in this particular contract engagement. And then they incentivize great performance. So sometimes as you're building your company, you may not have a vast amount of dollars, to support in large bonuses and raises. I had one small business tell me that every year, he said his company is growing exponentially. Every year, for an employee's birthday, he personally takes them out for breakfast. They get to pick the place they want to go, and he personally takes them to breakfast. So I asked, well, how's your attrition? He's like, I hardly have people leave. So very important as you're growing your business, how you let your employees know how much you value what they do for your business, what they do for your customers are very important. So again, another part of that excellence in mission delivery is that those businesses that are doing well and that what I call rise to the surface as the cream of the crop, they are incentivizing great performance in some way. Figure out what way you can do that with that is affordable, but I know that there is a way because email is typically sort of kind of free, right? And then finally, you've got leaders that lead by example. That's so important. And I know that sounds like a military term, but I think it works in wherever you are. Leading by example. If you want your employees to do something, then they should see you emulating well. And that is something that I've seen of these when I read the dialogue of those businesses that'll be recognized today, as well as the individuals, that those are the 4 tenets that I have seen. I was talking to someone on our staff at the airport yesterday, and as we kind of work with whether people come back to work, how often, that sort of thing. And I go in 3 days a week, sometimes 4, trying not on 5 because Friday traffic in DC is a little unbearable. But I'll go in on 5, and typically it's because of Mr. Jackson when I have to go in on Friday. But um, but bottom line is sometimes I ask myself, why am I in here? And the staff actually thinks so. For all of you who are listening on, you heard it from me. I would like to work from home too. Um, but the leader in me says this is what the department requires. This is what they want to see. And if I don't do it, I can't expect the rest of the staff to do it. So leading by example is very, very important. So those are the 4 tenets that I have seen. And as a result of that, these companies, these individuals, they adapt strategies to address diverse and evolving mission challenges. Said earlier, they're ahead of us. They're letting us know we foresee these challenges coming. And as a result of that, we've got some strategies we want to run by you. Maintaining superior standards of performance. I was flabbergasted when what I read some of, and these commentaries are not coming from the OSDBU staff, but they're coming from their customers, what their customer has seen as their actual mission asset. What the customer says is this company's asset to HHS. They bring to bear state-of-the-art solutions, and then they're meeting those contract goals, terms and conditions, or exceeding them. Even in the subcontracting arena, Shannon talked a little bit about where we were when he first came on board. And now where we're moving today, that's because we've got companies now that are and most of this is our large primes when it comes to subcontracting, is ensuring that they are working to meet those goals. And then our small businesses, whatever metrics are outlined in our requirement statements, they are working to meet those goals and they are exceeding them in large volumes. And then they're looking for mission efficiency across the paradigm. They're looking at mission. I have folks come to me to talk about or send me emails about, at your such and such agency, this is actually going on. And we've got a strategy that we'd like HHS to hear because we really believe we can assist in meeting and garnering some efficiencies in how this is being delivered to the American public. So many people doing lots of work across HHS and doing it in an excellent way. So again, I want to go back to those 4 tenets. Providing excellence in mission delivery is so important. It's deserving of the mission, and the folks who actually are the beneficiaries of that, myself, yourself, the communities that we live in, our family members, we are also very deserving. So I want to say thank you. I am excited to see those who will get the awards. And I'm hopeful that as time goes on, we'll be able to recognize even more of our small business partners and our large business partners who actually join in this endeavor with us to help our small businesses grow. I think that over time, we'll be able to recognize even more of you. So thank you. And I'm going to turn it back over to the OSDBU staff.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and esteemed award recipients. We are gathered to celebrate excellence, dedication, and remarkable achievements. Today, we come together to honor individuals, teams, and businesses who have demonstrated outstanding accomplishments and made significant contributions in the achievement of the department's mission. This ceremony is more than just an acknowledgement of accomplishments. It's a testament to their hard work, to their perseverance and passion that drive innovation and success. As we reflect on the remarkable journey of each award recipient, let us also recognize the collective efforts of all those who have supported them along the way. Throughout this event, we will celebrate the power of determination, the impact of superior performance, and the importance of collaboration. Each award bestowed today represents a story of inspiration and aspiration, showcasing the limitless potential that resides within each of us. So let us embark on this journey of celebration, admiration, and inspiration. Together, let us honor the extraordinary individuals and businesses who remind us that excellence is not just a destination, but a continuous pursuit. It is my pleasure to now present to you today the recipients of the 2024 Small Business Awards. These awards recognize various individuals, teams, and businesses for their outstanding contributions in fiscal year 2023. The award nominations were reviewed and scored by members of the HHS acquisition community. We thank them for their efforts, as without them, we would not have award recipients today. We ask for each award recipient to join Mr. Shannon Jackson and Mrs. Ariel Douglas and Ms. Gwendolyn Miles on stage to present, to accept your award, and to pose for a picture in front of our table. We will proceed with Award 1. Now, to get started, the first award to be presented today is the award for the 2024 Small Business Prime Contractor of the Year. This award is presented for a small or socioeconomic business who has demonstrated superior performance and valuable support in the achievement of the mission requirements of the HHS Operating Division or Staff Division. This year's Small Business Prime Contractor is Beta Associates Incorporated. Beta Associates Incorporated has demonstrated robust expertise in public health, offering support to various agencies under the umbrella of HHS, Department of Health and Human Services, such as the Administration for Community Living, the Office of Infectious Disease and HIV/AIDS Policy, and 15 out of the 27 institutes within the National Institutes of Health. Beta has a well-established history of achieving the mission objectives of the Administration for Community Living and the National Institutes of Health. With a reputation for delivering successful outcomes with defined parameters, Beta consistently meets project milestones, adheres to timelines, and operates within allocated budgets. Beta has consistently earned exceptional CPARS ratings across all categories and continues to receive commendable feedback from its clients. Renowned for its superior standards of performance, Beta delivers high-quality products and services to various HHS operating divisions with unwavering dedication and purpose. Congratulations to Beta Associates Incorporated for being recognized for this award.
Great job. Great job.
Now on to the second award category. The next award presented is for the 2024 Large Prime Contractor of the Year. This award is presented to a large prime contractor who has demonstrated superior performance and valuable support in the achievement of the mission requirements of the HHS Operating Division and Staff Division in fiscal year 2023, and has demonstrated accomplishments towards meeting its small business subcontracting goals within its subcontracting plan. This year's Large Prime Contractor of the Year is National Government Services, NGS.
All right. All right.
Under the Next Generation Desktop NGD contract with the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, National Government Services surpassed its small business subcontracting objective of 12% based on the total contract value. It achieved a remarkable small business subcontracting percentage exceeding 43.4% of the total contract value. Yes, amazing. With 60% of that specifically directed towards small businesses. National Government Services has consistently identified significant subcontracting opportunities for small businesses, surpassing its initial planning. Throughout this process, they have remained committed to meeting and exceeding capacity to accommodate additional workload. In fiscal year 2023, the Small Business Administration approved a mentor-protege agreement between National Government Services and MKS2 Technologies, which is a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business, who bring a wealth of experience in offering support with a versatile range of capabilities that cater to a broad spectrum of federal customers, including CMS. Let's again congratulate National Government Services for this award.
Yes, thank you. Come on back so y'all can get one more photo. All right. As a team. All right. Thank you. All right. All right. Again, this is our commitment, man. Large businesses doing what they're supposed to do. All large business notice. Okay. We're coming.
Now on to the next award category. The next award presented is for New Small Business Entrant. This award is presented to a small or socioeconomic business who was awarded their first HHS prime contract in the last 3 fiscal years, who has demonstrated superior performance and valuable support in the achievement of the mission requirements of the HHS Operating Division or Staff Division in fiscal year 2023. This year's New Small Business Entrant Award is presented to Armavale. In fiscal year 2022,
Congratulations.
Armavale secured its first prime contract award with the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Notably, Armavale spearheaded CMS's transition to cloud computing, which encompassed the consolidation of data centers. Armavale played a pivotal role in streamlining mainframe software vendor management by spearheading CMS's initiative to contest the vendor's proposal for increased costs. The dedicated efforts of the Armavale team proved instrumental in enabling CMS to negotiate a remarkable 60% reduction in costs compared to the vendor's previous best offer. This achievement resulted in approximately $48 million in savings to CMS. Yes. The Armavale team delivered expert project management and design assistance for the migration of substantial data and workloads from several of CMS's vital applications to modern infrastructure. The strategic move accelerated the project schedule, ultimately resulting in cost savings of $4 million for CMS. Let's congratulate Armavale for this prestigious award.
My program officers, y'all heard that. That's a small business. That's 40 million savings. See, they can do it. It just shows you that.
Our next award category is for outstanding accomplishments by a small disadvantaged business. This award is presented to a small disadvantaged business that has demonstrated outstanding performance, growth, innovation, and significant contributions towards the mission success of an HHS operating division or staff division. The recipient of this award is MicroHealth LLC. This award is being presented to MicroHealth LLC in recognition of their innovative IT support provided to the Health Resources and Services Administration, also known as HRSA, their Office of Pharmacy Affairs Information System. MicroHealth was instrumental in the implementation of the Compliance CE audit search function. This advancement empowered the Office of Pharmacy Affairs to fulfill requests from the Government Accountability Office, also known as GAO, within minutes, a process that previously required the efforts of 2 individuals over 3 days. MicroHealth's proficient management of the tracking and organization of the Office of Pharmacy Affairs Information System resulted in substantial cost savings, primarily through reduced server space requirements and hosting fees. Moreover, their initiative led to the elimination of 607,000 lines of code, thereby minimizing the likelihood of errors. Congratulations to MicroHealth LLC for your award.
Great job. Great job. Great job. Amazing. Amazing. Wow. Wow. Small business impact. Come on now. Come on now. Y'all got to clap it up now. Come on.
The next award category is for outstanding accomplishments by a women-owned small business. This award is presented to a women-owned small business that has demonstrated outstanding performance, growth, innovation, and significant contributions towards the mission success of an HHS operating division or staff division. The recipient of this award is Ibex IT business experts. This award is being presented to IBEX IT business experts in recognition of their impactful contributions across 5 prime contracts within the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC. These contracts encompass vital domains such as the Global Immunization Division's polio efforts, OSSAM parking and fleet management, ETOR, SSO, and various other pivotal projects. IBEX IT Business Experts has furthered the mission success of the administration for strategic preparedness and response by delivering training, exercises, and evaluation support services. Their contributions have been instrumental in enhancing the agency's preparedness and response capabilities. Their proactive approach has not only resolved immediate challenges at CDC and ASPR, but has also ensured the uninterrupted support of essential functions, underscoring their dedication to customer service and mission success. Please, let's congratulate IBEX IT Services for this prestigious award. The next award category is for outstanding accomplishments by a historically underutilized business zone or a hub zone small business. This award is presented to a historically underutilized business zone, hub zone small business that has demonstrated outstanding performance, growth, innovation, and significant contributions towards the mission success of an HHS operating division or staff division. The recipient of this award is International Consulting Associates Incorporated, or ICA.
Okay, because they're not here today, but it's okay. But we appreciate what the department has done for our hub zone community. So just to be clear, one of the things that we were targeting were hub zones. And, the department actually spent over 60 million plus in increasing our hub zone. We didn't get the 3% goal, but we did increase, and this is a part of it. So thank you for that. Thank you. All right, okay, all right.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Our next award category is for outstanding accomplishments by a service-disabled veteran-owned small business. This award is presented to a service-disabled veteran-owned small business that has demonstrated outstanding performance, growth, innovation, and significant contributions towards the mission success of a operating division or staff division. The recipient of this award is IKEA Incorporated. This award is being presented to IKEA Incorporated for exceptional support of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services as a subcontractor under the Program and Project Management Support Services contract. IKEA Incorporated implemented a federally distinct software as a service governance and security program. IKEA assisted CMS in identifying, managing, and securing its software as a service usage, encompassing hundreds of diverse SaaS providers with varying levels of security and compliance maturity. Additionally, they collaborated with CMS to pinpoint duplicative cloud expenditure as part of the SaaS security and governance team. This initiative led to the rationalization of redundant spending on cloud native services and optimizations of licensing related to software consumption. So congratulations to IKEA Incorporated for your prestigious award. The next award category is for Outstanding Small Business Advocate of the Year for a team. This award recognizes an HHS team that has provided exceptional dedication, support, and advocacy towards the increased utilization of small businesses within its HHS operating division or staff division acquisition portfolio. This award is being presented to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, their Office of Acquisition Services, Branch 2, Team 2.
CDC. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Throughout fiscal year 2023, the team consistently demonstrated exceptional dedication, support, and advocacy, actively promoting the increased utilization of small businesses within its acquisition portfolio. The team frequently utilized capability briefings to introduce small businesses to program officials during market research activities throughout the year. As a direct outcome, several awards were granted to small businesses. In fiscal year 23, the team successfully converted several large business requirements into small business awards by contesting initial program assertions that no small business set aside was feasible. Yes. For instance, by issuing sources sought notices, the team restructured a $22 million large business requirement into an 8A award on OASIS and a $5 million large business IT requirement into a competitive total small business set aside on NITEC. 51% of all contracts awarded during fiscal year 23 by the team went to small businesses with a combined value of $193.7 million to small businesses. Thank you to CDC Branch 2 Team 3.
That's commitment right there. That's commitment.
Hey,
Thank
yes.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Our next award category is for the Outstanding Small Business Advocate of the Year for an individual. This award recognizes an HHS individual that has provided exceptional dedication, support, and advocacy towards the increased utilization of small businesses within its HHS operating division or staff division. This award is being presented to Eric Wright within the Indian Health Services.
Eric Wright was unable to travel today, but we have Chantel, who is the HCA for the Indian Health Services. So thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Throughout fiscal year 2023, Eric demonstrated steadfast leadership in advocating for the implementation of the Buy Indian Act within IHS, leading to the awarding of over $440 million to Native-owned businesses. In fiscal year 23, under his leadership, the IHS Albuquerque area emerged as one of the top performing areas, obligating a remarkable $43 million, equivalent to 68.19% to small businesses. This surpassed both federal-wide and IHS targets for all socioeconomic categories, with 47.5% allocated to Native-owned small businesses. Eric even spearheaded the creation of a monthly small business hour, which drew participation from over 48 small businesses across 12 sessions. This initiative aimed to assist IHS cores or contracting officer representatives and contracting staff with market research efforts. For those efforts, we want to thank Eric Wright and his supervisor, Ms. Chantel Smith, for their small business advocacy.
So I think I told you before, you know, we went into last year with an initiative to really grow our Native American industrial base because we had the Buy Indian Act, and this is just a part of that. I told you the White House gave us a goal of about a 20%, and I was struggling because we didn't see the numbers, but really through the initiatives and the partnerships, you know, the department was able to do 31%, so 10% above what we were projected to do. But it was the partnerships with our industrial partners. Some of our Native American firms really came out and showed out. So congratulations.
Our next award is for Small Business Professional of the Year. This award recognizes an HHS OSDBU small business professional that has performed and contributed towards the success of their assigned operating division, small business goals, and demonstrated exceptional efforts to support the increased utilization of small and socioeconomic businesses within their operating division's acquisition portfolio. This award is being presented to Jonathan Ferguson within the Office of Small and Disadvantaged Business Utilization.
Thank you. Jonathan couldn't be here today, but as the director is here to accept his award. But I want to tell you something special about Jonathan. Since I got here, he has been a true partner in supporting the initiatives that I put forward. I will tell you, he is responsible for a part of the NIH portfolio and the IHS portfolio, and he does an amazing job. And he is one that when I got here was like, hey, this is a guy we want to really try to learn from because he had the most historical knowledge about the organization. So hats off to John if you're watching, and just hats off to all of the small business professionals that do a heck of a job every single day. Because without you guys, ladies and men and everybody, we would not be where we're at today, and the department wouldn't be there. So hats off to everybody. So thank you. Oh.
The next awards are presented by the HHS OSDBU Executive Director in recognition of operating divisions that met or exceeded their goals in at least 4 or 5 of the small business goal categories, which are small business, small disadvantaged business, women-owned small business, hub zones, or service-disabled veteran-owned small businesses in fiscal year 23. The following operating divisions achieved 5 out of 5 small business goals in fiscal year 2023. First being the Centers for Disease Control and
Come on
Prevention,
down.
CDC. All right.
Come on, come on. Congratulations, Nancy. Congratulations. Yes, yes. So y'all can see the commitment from the department. That's a commitment. 5 out of 5. Come on, come on. Let's go. Thank you.
Next, we have Indian Health Services.
Come on, clap it up, clap it up. Congratulations.
Next, we have Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, SAMHSA.
Come on. Lynn
Do it.
couldn't be here today, but her small business specialist, Gwen, is here to accept the award on behalf of SAMHSA. So thank you.
Next, we have Health Resources and Services Administration, also known as HRSA.
All right, go ahead. All right. And here to accept HRSA's award is a small business specialist, Dwayne. Wayne, why did I say Dwayne? I meant Wayne Berry. Thank you. Congratulations, HRSA. I'm really Wayne. That's all right. Congratulations. All right.
The following operating divisions achieved 4 out of 5 small business goals in fiscal year 2023. We will have the National Institute of Health. The goals that were met were the small business, SDB goal, women-owned small business goal, and Hub Zone. Please welcome National Institute of Health to the stage.
NIH. Now I want to tell y'all something. If NIH don't make it, we don't make it as a department. There's a couple organizations. If they don't make it, we don't make it. Come on in there. Come on in here, girl. Come on in.
First time ever. Oh. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next, we have the Assistant Secretary for Administration, representing all the HHS staff divisions who met their small business, SDB goal, women-owned small business goal, and Hub Zone. We welcome ASA, also known as the Office of Acquisition Management, on stage to accept their award.
I will, on the behalf of OAMS, I will accept their award. And remember, OAMS has a diverse portfolio. They have a lot of different areas that they focus in on for the department. So I'll accept this award on behalf of Carolyn Taylor, who is the HCA for OAMS. So thank you.
So please join me in giving all the recipients of this year's Small Business Award a round of applause. Now we will have Shannon Jackson to give our closing remarks.
Okay.
All right.
Hey,
Thank
so
you.
what y'all got to see, this is just the first part of this process. And this just shows a commitment. One of the things I learned at the beginning of this trip to HHS was it's a culture change. You know, when you talk about the policies and the things that have changed in the last 2 years, you had to go down into the root of the organization to actually change some things. And if you've seen just in this first half of this program, you've seen a commitment from our HCAs. You've seen a commitment from our senior executives. You've seen a commitment from the department. And then you've seen a partnership with our Small Business Administration, their commitment to us and our commitment to them. And again, I want to thank each and every award winner today, again, for your outstanding support. You show the impact that you make on the department and on the American people, as we talked about at the beginning of the day. So I know I'm between lunch. So again, I want to thank you. Please take some time to network, interact with folks. We have an amazing afternoon. So please take part in each of the events to get that knowledge. Because remember, what did I talk about at the beginning? C, what was what? Commitment. What was the P? And what was the R? Okay, have a great lunch.